Most people believe they are stuck financially because of low income or lack of opportunity, but the real reason is much deeper. It is a pattern that repeats over time, creating a cycle that is difficult to escape. This money trap is not obvious, and that is why it is so dangerous. If it is not recognized and changed, it keeps people in the same financial position for years. No matter how hard they work. The money trap is built on spending everything that is earned. Income comes in, and it quickly goes out. Without investing, money never has the chance to grow. This creates dependence on constant work instead of building long-term wealth. Breaking this pattern requires redirecting money into assets instead of consumption. Another part of the trap is lifestyle inflation. As income increases, spending increases as well. Instead of saving or investing more, people upgrade their lifestyle. This prevents progress and keeps them in the same financial position despite earning more. Escaping this requires controlling expenses and prioritizing long-term growth. The trap also includes delaying investing. Many people wait for the perfect moment or more money before starting. This delay costs time, which is the most important factor in building wealth. Starting early allows compounding to work, while waiting makes it harder to achieve the same results. Another element of the trap is emotional spending. Decisions are driven by feelings instead of long-term thinking. This leads to unnecessary expenses and prevents consistent investing. Controlling emotions is essential for financial progress. Ignoring small financial habits is also part of the trap. Small decisions repeated daily shape long-term outcomes. Without consistent investing, compounding cannot work, and progress remains limited. Another part of the money trap is relying only on active income. Many people believe working more hours or earning more will solve their financial problems. While income is important, it does not create wealth on its own. Without investing, money stops growing when work stops. This keeps people dependent on constant effort. Escaping this requires building assets that generate value over time, instead of relying only on earned income. Another hidden factor is ignoring compounding. At first, investment growth seems small and unimportant. This leads many people to stop early or never start at all. However, compounding builds slowly and then accelerates. Those who remain consistent reach a point where growth becomes powerful. Ignoring this process keeps people stuck in slow progress, without ever experiencing real financial expansion. The trap also includes fear of investing. Many people avoid investing because they are afraid of losing money. This fear leads to inaction, which is often more harmful than taking controlled risks. Money that is not invested loses value over time due to inflation. Escaping the trap requires understanding risk and using it carefully, instead of avoiding it completely. Another element is trying to time the market. People wait for the perfect moment to invest, hoping to avoid losses. In reality, markets are unpredictable, and waiting leads to missed opportunities. Consistent investing over time produces better results than trying to predict short-term movements. Ignoring this keeps money inactive and prevents long-term growth. Another reason people stay in the trap is lack of discipline. Even when they know what to do, they fail to act consistently. Discipline turns knowledge into results. Without it, progress becomes irregular and unreliable. Building discipline is essential to escape the money trap and achieve financial stability. Ignoring costs is another part of the trap. Fees, commissions, and unnecessary expenses reduce returns over time. These costs may seem small, but they accumulate and significantly impact long-term growth. Reducing costs allows more money to stay invested and grow through compounding. Improving financial outcomes. Another part of the money trap is not reinvesting profits. Many people take gains or dividends and spend them, instead of putting them back into investments. This breaks the compounding process and slows growth over time. Reinvesting returns allows money to generate additional returns, creating acceleration. Ignoring this keeps wealth from growing efficiently and limits long-term financial progress. Another issue is not increasing investments as income grows. People often keep contributing the same amount while their expenses increase. This reduces the impact of compounding and slows progress. Escaping the trap requires increasing contributions over time, which strengthens long-term growth and improves financial outcomes. Overcomplicating investing is another part of the trap. Many people believe success requires complex strategies and constant changes. This leads to confusion and inconsistency. Simple, repeatable approaches are easier to follow and more effective over time. Ignoring simplicity keeps people stuck in unstable and ineffective patterns. Another hidden factor is reacting to news and market noise. Constant exposure to information creates fear and urgency. People make impulsive decisions instead of following a plan. Ignoring this leads to inconsistency and poor results. Staying focused on a long-term strategy helps break this pattern and support steady growth. Comparing yourself to others is another element of the trap. Seeing others succeed quickly creates pressure and leads to risky decisions. Everyone has a different timeline and strategy. Ignoring this causes inconsistency and poor choices. Focusing on your own path improves discipline and long-term results. Avoiding risk completely is another mistake. Keeping money in low-return options may feel safe, but it prevents growth. Ignoring balanced risk limits financial progress. Escaping the trap requires understanding risk and using it wisely to support long-term wealth building. Another part of the money trap is focusing too much on short-term results. Many people constantly check their investments and react to small changes. This creates stress and leads to unnecessary decisions. Short-term fluctuations are normal and often irrelevant. Ignoring long-term thinking keeps the trap active and prevents compounding from working effectively. Limiting financial growth over time. Another issue is not having a structured financial system. Without a clear plan, decisions become random and inconsistent. People rely on emotions or trends instead of following a defined strategy. Ignoring structure leads to irregular contributions and weak results. Creating a system improves discipline and supports long-term progress. Ignoring the importance of starting early is another part of the trap. Many believe they can invest later and achieve the same results. This delay reduces the time available for compounding. Starting early allows even small amounts to grow significantly over time. Ignoring this limits future potential and keeps financial progress slow. Another problem is focusing only on earning money instead of growing it. Income alone does not create wealth if it is not invested. Many people increase their earnings but also increase their spending. Ignoring investing keeps them dependent on active income and prevents financial independence. Emotional reactions during market downturns reinforce the trap. Fear leads to selling investments at a loss, which prevents recovery. Staying invested is essential for long-term success. Ignoring emotional control leads to repeated mistakes and unstable results. Another costly behavior is constantly changing strategies. Moving from one approach to another prevents consistency. Each change interrupts compounding and slows growth. Ignoring stability keeps the trap active and limits long-term results. Another hidden part of the money trap is ignoring inflation. Many people think their money is safe if it stays the same. However, inflation slowly reduces purchasing power over time. If your investments are not growing faster than inflation, your real wealth is declining. Ignoring this creates a false sense of security, while progress is actually lost. Escaping the trap requires investing in assets that outpace inflation and protect long-term value. Another mistake is relying on luck instead of discipline. Some people believe one successful investment will solve everything. While occasional success can happen, it is not reliable. Wealth is built through consistent behavior and planning over time. Ignoring discipline keeps people in a cycle of unpredictability and prevents stable financial growth from developing. Stopping investments during difficult periods is another part of the trap. When markets decline, fear causes hesitation or withdrawal. This prevents buying at lower prices and benefiting from recovery. Ignoring consistency during downturns limits long-term results and keeps financial progress weak. Continuing to invest is what strengthens outcomes over time. Another issue is not reviewing investments periodically. Without review, portfolios can become unbalanced or misaligned with goals. This increases risk and reduces efficiency. Ignoring this process leads to weaker performance and unnecessary exposure. Regular adjustments help maintain stability and improve long-term results. Failing to build strong financial habits is another reason people remain trapped. Investing should be a routine action, not something done occasionally. Habits create consistency, and consistency builds wealth. Ignoring habits leads to irregular behavior and limited progress, keeping people in the same financial position for years. Lack of patience is a major part of the money trap. Many expect fast results and become discouraged when growth feels slow. However, investing is a long-term process. Compounding accelerates over time, but only if you stay consistent. Ignoring patience prevents reaching the stage where meaningful wealth is created. Another critical part of the money trap is not automating investments. When investing depends on mood or memory, it becomes inconsistent. Some months are skipped, others delayed, and progress becomes unstable. Ignoring automation keeps the trap active. Fixing this means setting up automatic contributions, ensuring steady investing, and allowing compounding to work continuously over time. Another hidden issue is spending unexpected income instead of investing it. Bonuses, gifts, or extra earnings are often used for short-term consumption. This prevents long-term growth. Ignoring this keeps financial progress slow. Directing extra income into investments accelerates compounding and strengthens wealth building over time. Lack of long-term planning is another element of the trap. Without clear goals, financial decisions become reactive and inconsistent. People move from one idea to another without direction. Ignoring planning leads to weak results. Defining long-term goals helps maintain focus and supports consistent investing behavior. Constantly changing strategies keeps the trap alive. Each change interrupts compounding and resets progress. Growth requires time and stability. Ignoring consistency in strategy leads to repeated restarts and slow development. Staying committed to a clear plan allows results to build over time. Focusing too much on short-term performance is another issue. Daily market movements create stress and lead to unnecessary decisions. Ignoring long-term thinking keeps the trap active. Staying focused on steady progress improves consistency and results. Lack of discipline is one of the strongest parts of the trap. Even when people know what to do, they fail to act consistently. Ignoring discipline leads to irregular behavior and weak outcomes. Discipline turns knowledge into action and supports long-term growth. Not understanding compounding is another key issue. Many expect quick results and quit when growth is slow. Ignoring this prevents reaching exponential growth. Staying consistent allows compounding to accelerate over time. Ignoring small habits keeps the trap active. Daily financial decisions build long-term outcomes. Small actions repeated consistently create powerful results. Without them, progress remains limited. Seeking shortcuts is another part of the trap. Many chase fast money and risky opportunities. This often leads to losses instead of growth. Real wealth requires patience and discipline. Quitting too early prevents success. Many stop before results become visible. Early stages feel slow, but growth accelerates later. Persistence is essential. Not adapting gradually reduces effectiveness. Small adjustments improve performance without breaking consistency. Ignoring this leads to inefficiency. Expecting fast results leads to disappointment. Investing is a long-term process. Patience is required to see meaningful outcomes. Comparing yourself to others creates pressure and poor decisions. Every financial journey is different. Focus improves results. Fear of making mistakes prevents action. Waiting for perfect conditions leads to lost time. Taking action builds experience and confidence. Overreacting to market changes disrupts strategy. Emotional decisions lead to losses. Staying calm protects long-term growth. Not increasing investments over time slows progress. As income grows, contributions should grow. This strengthens compounding. The real difference is behavior. Discipline, patience, and consistency build wealth. Ignoring them keeps people trapped. The money trapped is not income or opportunity, but repeated behavior. Fixing it allows steady growth, while ignoring it keeps you stuck for years.